Hello and welcome to this new episode of Continuum Gaming, and in this episode we are going to talk about another SailfishOS related topic, which of course, as you already can see, is going to be Playmaker. Playmaker is a small little app with which you can create more or less games, and it's going to help you to create platform games, and you can always go back and play already created levels and stuff like that with this game too. So it depends on what you want to do. You can play with it, or you can just create new stuff for being played by others, depending on what you want to do. And one thing to notice is here that I put the F-Droid logo there because you have to download it from F-Droid. It's not a native app, it's a FOSS app, meaning that it's open source and freely available with the source code on F-Droid in this case. And of course you can play that on SailfishOS and use it on SailfishOS like that, but you will have to first get F-Droid, and of course you need the Android support layer for that. More about that later. Other than that, it's a really nice app, really easy to use, and yeah, it's fun somehow. If you want to really be creative with one of your levels or whatever, just use this one. It has a great level editor, which helps you to really create your own levels and stuff like that. So that's a reason why it's called Playmaker. Okay, and of course, I'm going to use my SailfishOS empowered smartphone for that. And this is my Sony Xperia 10 Mark III, my daily driver in the end. And that one is going to be more or less casting to a web server, which is running locally at my smartphone, and which is going to be connected in the same Wi-Fi by my laptop, which is standing at the side here. And that's called Screencast, what I'm using there. And if you want to know more all about that, please have a look at the corner up there. In the end, everything you need to know is you can see everything that is going on my smartphone here on the big screen. And I'm just going to switch over to show you that. Here we go. This is okay. I have to refresh the page once, sorry. So now you should see everything that is going on the screen here. Okay, perfect. In the end, all you can see here is of course that you will need F-Droid for it. And for that, you will have to go to your all apps list in the end and go to your Jolla store if you don't have that installed already. I already have it, but if you don't have it, go to your Jolla store, go into that one that is pre-installed on your smartphone somewhere. And if you wait a little, then you are going to see that you can go to the drawer menu up there, hit the search button and just type in F-Droid. And if you write it in the right way, like this, then you should see there is a download and you can get that. And of course, F-Droid is another store system, but it's for Android apps, which are FOSS, that's very important. And that is more or less where you have to go to get this app from. So I'm going to go to my F-Droid store in this case. As you can see, here we are. You have a couple of different options here, and of course, more or less like stores are, you can go to different kinds of things. If you go to the category tab here and you go to this little button at the side, this search button, then you should be able to search for stuff, and here you can of course go to this and search for different kinds of things, of course. And it's going to be this one, Playmaker, there we are. Play or create your own platform levels, and that's more or less what we are going to do in this case. If you click on that, you can go to this button. Of course, I already installed it, so it's open for me. For you, it would be installed if you didn't see it there. And now you can just click on that and work with this small little app. If you want to know more about this, please have a look at this. As you can see, there's nothing problematic about this game. Some of the apps on F-Droid will tell you that there is some telemetry included in this app or something like that. That can happen, but this one is really free of problems. If you have a look at this one, for instance, the Play Music Supporter has some kind of not so great attributes to it. We can have a look at that if you want to. Here you see it. Something is not perfect in this app for a FOSS app. Doesn't matter, or it doesn't mean it's bad, because sometimes it's just play music. You need play music on your smartphone to get this, so another app which is maybe problematic, something like that. So if you have, for instance, a Facebook client or something, or whatever, doesn't matter what kind of part, then Facebook itself isn't FOSS, so in the end they're going to tell you here and work with that. Okay, so in the end, if you downloaded it then, you can go to your all apps list, which is of course at the bottom then. There you will find this new little icon, and this little fella is more or less the default play character in the game. Playmaker is the app of the name, and so just click on that and you're going to go in there. And as you can see, it's more or less on the, you can't play this in the non-landscape mode, so you have to turn your smartphone around. And now you can see there are a couple of different options: play, create, options, and quit, of course. If we go to the options part, you can already see what you have to be able to do here. So for instance, you can go to the full screen part if you want to, can go out of that. I'm not really sure what it does, so let's try it out. In the end, I'm not sure why we need this, but I would always play with a full screen mode in the end. I think it's more or less a small little part on the screen then otherwise, and I don't know why I should do that, on a smartphone at least. And yeah, here you can, for instance, select the character you want to jump with or go with. It's always this little kind of round shape, and he's going to be in the different kinds of, yeah, how it looks more or less. I'm going to use the standard one. There is this API Playmaker game org, which is going to be used if you want to save, export, whatever, your level you are creating. So be aware that you are more or less going to connect to this app or this API URL, but that's just how the game works. That's normal in this case. And of course you can have a look at the different kinds of volumes and stuff like that, so just try that one out. If you are ready to play your first game, just go to play. And as you can see, there are a couple of different ones already pre-installed with the game. You can play online if you want to up there. Then you would use this URL and get, for instance, other levels in or something from other people. And of course you can use those which are already there just to start your playing experience. And I'm just going to go to the first one and hit play here. And after a short little while, we should see our first level, which is running here. Okay, so this is our small little fellow, our first little, more or less game experience part. Oh, he's coming at us. So I will have to jump over him, of course. It's a simple platformer, very nicely done. I like the iteration. It has a, pretty nice interface. It's working great on your smartphone, and it should be playable for anybody more or less. And as you can see, you will just jump and run as always, as it's done for jump and run games, of course. So you can use easily your stick at the side here. It's a nice little stick, it works well. There are some which are really, really bad to play, but this one is a nice one. You can jump around, go over there, collect those little coins there, and of course different kinds of enemies available. And of course, as mentioned before, you can use your own. It's an interesting choice what happens if you, for instance, lose one of your lives. So in the end, I'm just going to stay here and wait till he hits me. As you can see, I just lost one life. You don't really see it somewhere. It's just bouncing a little bit off or back, and that's more or less what's happening and nothing else. No red flash or whatever, what is often used in this kind of cases, but maybe you want to implement that into your own ones. But in the end, for this one, it's not available. And as you can see, you have different kinds of options here. Jump around, of course, that's no double jump at the moment, I think. Not sure if you can activate it, but there are a lot of different other options here. This, of course, is a very simple first demo level. It works great, just to let you know. We can just, come up there. Last time I tested it, it worked. I could go up there. Why can't I now? Oh, maybe I should have used one of the... No. Okay, perfect. Got it up. Don't ask me. I think I needed some kind of a one-way to get there. Maybe that's the case here. So, be a little bit faster. No. Come on. Go up there. Oh no. Okay, I'm really talented as always in this kind of scenarios. Oh, yeah, okay. There is a button with which I can more or less activate the running mode so that I'm really having more speed, as you can see here. That should help me with going up there. There we are. And I got that. Okay, so in the end you can of course fall down here. You can hit this button to go in a slower way or in the faster way. If you use the faster way, you see this little kind of dust which is coming up there. It's really nice. They have a lot of different nice little features implemented here. I really like this game somehow. It's nicely done. Now I died because I just jumped over and not into those a lot. And yeah, in the end you have a couple of different things, and let's have a look at what is maybe even more interesting. Because the most interesting thing I can see here is of course the possibility to create your own stuff. So go to create, and if you go in there you can see you can upload, edit and play your own stuff. So if you want to upload it to the server, perfect. Otherwise just play or edit what you have there, and of course you can create a new one. I'm going to create a new one with you now, and as you can see this more or less is the editor you can use now, and you can have a lot of different things here going on. And for instance, if you want to do something, just click on the button up there, and now you can just swipe somewhere on the screen to more or less create this kind of patterns, whatever. And in the end, if you want to let a couple of enemies go somewhere, that is going to be there too. And you don't have to have any kind of programming skills or something. That it's going to just work more or less. And of course, let's give me. Yeah, you can position your play figure, as you can see here. I'm just going to put something in that I'm not falling down. And the interesting thing is that you can go to game mode. So you can even, in this editor mode, just try out how the game is going to work for you and what you already created there. And like this, okay, our little other enemy, the mouse which was walking there, just dropped off. Seems to be normal for it. The other one here is staying where it is. Let's see if I can jump on that, I'm not sure, yeah. Okay, and like that you can really do everything you want to. If you want to go back into game mode, just do it like this. And now of course you have, for instance, a start flag and end flag. You can use a couple of different things here. There are, for instance, these guys which are going to go down on you, even so you can jump on them, and they will hit you, and you will lose a life for that. You have a couple of different enemies here you can use. You have these blocks which you can use, which are just static ones, not destroyable, not nothing. And of course some kind of buttons and so on and so forth. It's a really nice little app. Try it out if you like this kind of creating your own style stuff. And I think it's a really great way for instance, children or smaller teenagers, whatever. Depends on what you want to do, to start with this kind of thing, and it's a really nice one. Try it out. I think it's worth your while. Okay, so I hope you have fun with this app. We are all waiting eagerly more or less for the SFOS 5.1 update. I didn't hear much about it till now, so we are going to have to wait for it, but sometimes some games like this might more or less give us something to do till the update is going to be there. Other than that, thank you for watching, thank you for listening. I hope you had a great time. If you liked the episode, please give it a thumbs up, of course. If you didn't subscribe to the channel now, the button is right below there. And if you have any kind of questions, comments, whatever, put them down below into the commentary section. And other than that, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, see you around, and have a great day. Bye. Bye.